Everybody, welcome. It's Pete. Welcome to today's episode of Today's Best Stock Picks. It is Thursday, July 9th, 2020. Well, the market was kind of boring yesterday. There's some good individual stocks to trade, not many swing trades on the board, except for the ones that we've been working, which actually brings up a good question, I guess I want to point out that somebody had emailed me, and it was essentially, paraphrasing a little bit, but it was essentially around why do you continue to watch the same stocks over and over again? And it's not that I'm watching the same stocks over and over again. I'm finding stocks that are obvious, that have volume, and we're making money in. Why would you go to a bank that doesn't have any money? You can stick to the bank where the bank door is open. You got your car out in the back, and you can just walk in and take it. Stick with stocks that are in play. Stick with stocks that are obvious. Stick with stocks that have a good price action volume combination. There's no reason to leave them. Stocks don't wear out. It's no different than longer term investing, except in our case as traders, we're looking for the next move. We're looking for cash flow. We're looking to take home money every week and every month. And sticking with the market leaders, sticking with stocks that are in play is quite frankly the easiest way to do it. I don't use the word easy too often when it comes to trading, but that is absolutely a fact. Sticking with stocks in play, and you might even call them market stocks. They're really stocks that we call that have the smart money, that have the institutional activity from one day to the next, and they're just the right stocks to be in. So if you find yourself all over the place looking for a different stock every day, that's a monster mistake that traders make. It's like, okay, I just traded that stock. Let me go find another one. No. If it's giving you money, the bank is open. Stay there. Keep punching in your ATM number. Anyway, we're going to take a quick look at the market, but then we're going to jump into Baba, which one of the members of our community in the boot camp called out, I want to say about a week ago. So nice job by Shah recognizing a potential breakout. Broke out. We had the buy stop set, and it's actually opening up much higher today on a little bit of news. We also have jobless claims today too. So recently the jobless claims number has not really affected the market in a bearish way at all, regardless of the numbers. So we'll see if that changes today as well. So let's head over to the charts. Oh, by the way, if you find these videos helpful, absolutely leave a comment. If you have any questions, definitely subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And if you want to learn about trading in real time together, click down and learn about the boot camp. If you sign up for the 30-day boot camp, you get complete access to everything, including my trades in real time, including the trading room, and you get my full Order Flow Masterclass for a full 30 days. It's such a tiny investment for everything you get. Click down and see how other people are doing, and I think you'll be surprised how one little decision could change everything for you. So we're going to go over to the charts now, and we're going to start out with the market. Now, what's interesting with the market is you can see we actually have some pretty tight ranges in here. We actually call those melted candles, which are also indecision candles. But in the bigger picture, we kind of bounced off this. We gapped on Monday. Now we're looking into Thursday, and we filled the gap, but really haven't sold off at all. A little bit lighter volume, as a matter of fact, a lot lighter volume, but that's what you want to see for a price advance. So you can see the futures are actually slightly negative, probably just because the unemployment numbers coming out. But that's where we are in the market. We're not selling off. It's hard to make money on the short side, and we're trading at or near resistance. So all things considered, we're on the precipice of this resistance level, and it's kind of like what we call the line in the sand. The line in the sand has to break one way or the other, and right now we gapped and we held on light volume. It implies we're going to trade higher, but until we get above this level and stay there, and preferably with what we call a fuel candlestick, which would be something like this with higher volume. Right now, we're kind of just in a very stock-specific, sector-specific market. We're not really getting a lot of help from the indices itself. So heading over to Baba and setting up a trade in Baba, you can see the level that we actually had back in this area. We were looking at a 226 breakout. We had that buy stop set there. You can see it actually punched through there without giving us the good limit price that we wanted. Yesterday expanded as well, but the news today, Ant Financial, which is an affiliate of Baba, is considering an IPO. So you can see it's actually up 3%, $10 already. Look, it's definitely tradable. Not a question is tradable like a lot of the other stocks we're watching, which we're going to talk about NVAX again in a second. If it stays above certain price levels, which for me, that would mean yesterday's high at the very least, it would be still a place I would be looking to initiate a new trade. I would not be looking to initiate a new swing trade. I'm specifically talking about really more of an active day trade because the stock did just go from 212 to right now 267. That's a big move, $55 in just over a week. Can it go higher? 100%. That's why I'm looking to day trade it. If I was looking to swing trade, I want to see something like this where it consolidates for a couple of days before I could put a new move on. to the upside. A stock that has not been on my radar, as a matter of fact, I took it off of my radar for a while, is Twitter, where it looked like it was ready to collapse. The higher time frames weren't really lining up in that big of a way. This 1 week, though, it did sell off. And now we quickly got a big move. And yesterday, if you're not day trading the stock, this is what happened yesterday. There's news on the stock. They're talking about a possible subscription service. The bottom line is it's in play again. So if you go back to what I said at the beginning of the video, the stock's in play. It's only $36. Some of these stocks giving us 10% moves intraday if you're an active trader and even looking to hold the trade for a few days. Now, we do have some resistance up here at 39. So essentially at 36 to 39, there's a little bit less profit potential for accepting the risk. So maybe one more day, possibly two, if you want to hold it, see if it pops through the 39, but definitely in play today as well. Good call by Rand yesterday looking at GSX. This wasn't in my list. And this is the whole point of having a community. The community calls out trades. So we're looking to trade. Now, this is a little different than what I talked about before because this is really the first breakout of a consolidation. So I actually like the stock to have more movement to the upside. And essentially, it's up 279 now. One of the biggest questions we get is about profit targets. And really, I just like to look to see what the stock normally does. And this here was really the next move. Now, this is an interesting point too. This is a move of where the last buying pressure happened, but it's not in bullish order flow. So you make a distinction between what is a normal move in the stock in bullish order flow versus just a normal move, because you're going to have bigger moves and anticipate larger profit targets in those kind of moves where it's in, but we're not. Right now it's just trading, but this is the first move. So if the stock, the last time it moved went from basically 27 to 43, $16 move, it just went from 56 to 84, which is more than a $17 move. So I like the stock. I would be a little bit less aggressive with my initial entry. I'd be looking to build a position, anticipating a pause, and then seeing it punch through. NIO, congratulations to everybody who's been trading this. I personally have not been carrying these overnights at all. It's actually up 8.5%, a little less than 8.5% right now, so it's going to open higher again. Again, this sticks to what I've been saying. You got to stick to the active stocks. It's an $11 stock offering trading ranges of $2, $3. That's a big percentage moves. Next, we have NVAX. It's interesting. This one, in 1 day, it fell out of play because it didn't move after the gap, didn't give us a trend day after the gap. But now we have 2 days after the gap. I like this stock a lot, starting to look at it. As long as it meets certain criteria, which is above yesterday's close and above today's open, this will be in my list to trade aggressively today. Another one that's actually meeting very good technical levels is Fastenal. Actually bounced to the upside, punched through. This is the right price, couldn't get through there, finally got through there, pulled back. So I'm looking to bid yesterday's low as support. It looks like it might actually get that too. Now, that doesn't mean I'm just buying at support. I'm looking for it to buy at support and then looking for an entry, which we call well bid at this particular moment. SE, we had some really good calls. Nice job by Nancy hanging on to this stock. We actually set a target of 132 for this stock. So really, really good job. First target and the first trade, if you're in the community, you know that this was the buy on this pullback here. We bid this 2-day low. We were looking for 100, didn't trade down there. 116 was our initial target, pulled back a little bit, and now 132, the next target here. FSLY looks like it's going to punch through to 100. This is a really good example of a stock that had momentum, what I call a push and a pause. And if you read a lot of the old classic chart reading leading into tape reading, a pause leading to a push. The only thing I don't like here is we did start to see some higher volume during this pause. So it's going to be interesting to see if it kisses 100 and reverses, but it is still a long at this point. The stock that keeps on giving like a open ATM, the stock just keeps chugging along. If you're day trading and you're not watching the stock, honestly, I don't know what you're watching. Maybe you can't afford it. That's fine. Maybe you can trade it with options. But if you're an active day trader not watching it, this one's just, it's a very easy stock to pay attention to. PAAS actually had a really nice breakout yesterday. And again, if we combine the price action and the volume, it's a really good breakout and good volume. One thing I will say, though, is if you look, again, I keep saying this every day, all these melted candles, a lot of indecision. Very difficult to day trade this kind of stock. This would be more of a swing trade idea. Same thing with NEM. For whatever reason, it's just getting above this level and not punching through. We want to see a big green candlestick, but 68 is still the target over here. DDOG, looking at all-time highs again. And again, what's the right price? I talked about this. This is a good example of what I discussed this morning. This is the price the stock was having a hard time getting through. It got above, failed, right? It's not here. That's not the price. Just because that's the high, that's not the price. This is the right price. So think about what you got now. If you're recognizing this is the right price, you're already in as soon as it got above that price, and now you're sitting nice in a good trade, and obviously through all-time highs again. Square, again, another stock that just keeps on giving. If you're not in it, again, learn what order flow means and learn how to read the tape. We're all over this stock every single day. Interesting stock that popped through that's not a trade opportunity yet, but that's setting up one. The home builders, and specifically looking at Lennar right now, punched through and sitting at that $65 resistance. And again, if we draw what is the real price, what price is this stock having a hard time getting through? Basically right here, right? So we're basically talking about 65. So closed above 65 yesterday. So here's the question I'm going to get. Do you jump in just because it broke 65? No. It hasn't been able to get through this price since May 18th. Maybe a little bit after May, whatever date this is. Middle of May. I want to see it get above here, pause, and then setting up a good trade. Where's your profit potential? 72? Okay, maybe you got a $6 trade there. The better trade is above that level. TWLO was called out yesterday. Some nice follow through. I still like this one long. What I really like about this one is the fact that it pushed, paused, and started again. So we'd be looking for another move. The last move basically went from 206 to 238. So you got about $20 left if that one continues. OKTA has been traded in the room again. And again, what I love about this trade is coming out of a consolidation, leading to a beautiful trend day. And we're looking for follow through here as well. And our buddy Spot continues to churn actually at this level. So I brought this one up and I'm going to finish the video where we're seeing an increase in volume. Here's the normal volume here, and we're not quite over the 20 period moving average of the volume, but you can see that we're a lot more volume here than we did here. I would prefer to see lighter volume during this pause. We're not seeing that. I would also prefer to see we close stronger out of the breakout. We're not seeing that. So again, what does that mean? That means that something is changing. It doesn't mean to get out. It just means to be aware and be all over the stock. If you happen to be long from this fuel candlestick breakout, that something has changed here. So we'll monitor that over the next few days. So Baba, the big stock to watch today. DocuSign keeps paying. If you got to be in it at the right price, that's a big thing. I get a lot of emails about I keep getting into my swing trades and they move against me immediately. That's because you don't know how to read the tape. You might know how to read the charts, but you're not reading the tape, which means that you need better entries, which means you learn how to anticipate the best entries. And then when the stock actually moves, you're sitting pretty in a good first piece of your trade looking to add where other people are chasing the price. So have an awesome day today. If you like the videos, absolutely comment and definitely subscribe because we do these every day. We always have 2 videos, maybe more sometimes. And if you really want to find out about trading together in real time, click down and learn about the bootcamp too. Have a great day and have a profitable day.